Hey guys, GamerZach here and welcome to my top 10 PC puzzle games to watch in 2016. Now, puzzle games can confuse, frustrate, and infuriate, but the payoff is equally satisfying. Well, it's time you balance logic and emotion to solve and appreciate these incredible worlds. First up, we've got GNOG by Coop, a surreal game where you explore giant monsters and figuring out their unique and interconnected inner worlds. Explore and experiment as you uncover secrets. The visuals look beautiful and stylistic, but actual gameplay is a little unclear on the specifics at this point. It looks incredible and filled with promise, but it will be coming to the PlayStation first and Steam later on. So if you're planning to wait for the PC version, there should be plenty of time to have a deeper look into this one. Next we have Samorost III by Amanita Design. From the makers of Machinarium and Botanicula, their greatest work yet is on the way and continuing their original point-and-click series of games with the third iteration of Samorost. Visually stunning and a soundtrack that's as atmospheric as the game is unique. Anyone looking for a good puzzle game can't skip this one. Amanita Design has a lot of experience under their belt for this type of game, so we can expect Samorost III to be more refined, beautiful, and engaging than all of their previous titles. Then we've got FourSided Fantasy by Ludo. In a unique sort of puzzle platformer, you solve screen-based puzzles by utilizing a game mechanic called screen wrap, where you walk off the edge of the screen to come out on the other side. Taking this mechanic and giving you control to toggle it, you're able to get to places you couldn't get to before, and your power grows as you progress. Tilting the screen, freezing, and taking advantage of perspective breaks the game open into all sorts of possibilities. It's a great idea which just about hit its small Kickstarter goal of $35,000, which you might like the look of. Next up we have Glitchspace by Budgie. Here we have a programming puzzle game where you reprogram the cyberspace world around you to progress, discover, modify, and create as you unlock secrets and explore this Mondrian-inspired environment. The game intends to have a short story mode and a sandbox mode where you can mess with the mechanics, but sharing of worlds depends on how the game does financially. It's in early access now on Steam, receiving very positive reviews, so we can have a clear look at how it's doing and hopefully it really fleshes out for release. And then we've got Reset by Theory Interactive, calling itself a single-player co-op game, which sounds weird enough, as you're meant to co-op with yourself by using a kind of time travel mechanic. In a somewhat mysterious setting, you play a robot that wakes up in a beautiful but abandoned 16 square kilometer open world. Gameplay inspired by Portal and a promise of a haunting sci-fi noir story. Reset could be a unique title unlike anything else, if they're able to deliver on all of their promises, that is. Next up we have Scale by CubeHeart Games. In this first-person reality manipulation game, you play Penny, who has a scale gun that allows you to change the size of objects, creatures, and even the terrain. Space and size is all relative, so progress is much more conceptual as it is physical. It's always exciting to see a new kind of gun to experiment with, and hopefully this will turn out to be a fun one. We've been watching this one for a couple of years, and although the core mechanic has a lot of potential, it's unclear if the whole game will come together in something really special or fall a little short of expectations. Then we've got Tacoma by Fullbright. From the creators of Gone Home, Tacoma is in the same vein of interactive storytelling, but this time you awake on a seemingly abandoned space station and need to figure out what's going on and what happened to the crew. Not a puzzler in a traditional sense, but it's still an exploration mystery game where you piece clues together to uncover secrets. There are concerns that it could end up being another walking simulator, but footage we've seen so far shows much more interactivity. If you like these kind of games, then this should be a step forward in terms of narrative and gameplay. Next we have The Witness by Thekla Inc. When speaking of puzzle games in 2016, it's impossible to avoid this game that kicked off the year. The Witness has been on people's radars for a couple years, and its release was received with highly positive reviews. Inspired by Myst offering an open world and over 500 puzzles, this game intends to respect you as an intelligent player. They even say that every puzzle has a purpose, introducing new concepts or mechanics, and that there's no filler in the game. If you're watching this list, you should probably buy this game if you haven't already. And then we have Budget Cuts by Neat Corporation. And now for a really experimental one. This is a VR stealth puzzle teleportation game thing. Movement happens with a teleportation device, much like the discs in Unreal Tournament, and you're meant to use this technology to bypass enemies and conduct espionage on rival tech companies. It's a motion control game, so it won't be coming to Oculus Rift until later on, but the game is partnered with the HTC Vive, and it's meant to be played in virtual reality. It's a fascinating endeavor, and I'm excited to see how it turns out, whether it's a success or not. Finally, we've got Manifold Garden by William Chyr. Previously known as Relativity, in Manifold Garden you explore a universe with a different set of physical laws. Inspired by MC Escher, you manipulate gravity to explore mind-boggling and impossible architecture. Any visible surface can be used as you discover secrets throughout the infinite world. Final gameplay is still a little vague though, and it remains to be seen how solid it will all be. Either way, this indie developer seems to have created something special, and the game is sure to end up in discussions regarding video games and art. Now, most of these games should be releasing in 2016, but either way you should keep an eye on developments to see if these games will make perfect sense or evoke one too many fallacies. And to wrap up, here's something I'd like to know. How much of a puzzle gamer are you? Do you jump at the chance of a new one, or just occasionally give them a go? I'd love to know. Alright, that wraps up my top 10 PC puzzle games to watch in 2016. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, drop me a like or share it with your friends. The support is always appreciated. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.